repurposed freighter drifts through space. As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh.
Right.
Did we?
Oh.
That's cool. I can pivot.
So logging
The
in
smell
everywhere
of
here.
smoke
There we go.
curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology.
I'm good. How you
Earth
doing?
survivors scrape by with historic
Yeah, we have it
tools
nice
as
and
weird
cozy here. It's
phenomena
85
plague
degrees today.
abandoned
We're
nuclear
90
sites.
tomorrow.
Witnesses
Yeah.
report seeing glowing lights and the
and
dead
sunny.
rising from their
Yeah,
graves.
we got
Amidst the
summer all of a
chaos,
sudden, or
three
near
strangers will
summer.
meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to
We
investigate
got a
the power
dusting of
plant. Now
snow
describe your
tomorrow
characters.
didn't add anything though to the 14
How
inches we
did
got
you
the other
do
day.
that?
But,
Yeah, I saw
have
that
the
on
right
the
tools
snow
for the job.
coverage. You're in the
yeah,
like
I didn't get anywhere near as bad
weather.
as some people.
Yeah.
You know, some people got like 30 inches, so it's like you only get 14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a storm, like high winds and a lot of rain over last week, and that was it. And then after that, the summer and sun and warmth came back again. Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't cold. It was like 50 degrees, but it was the windiest we've had since I moved here. There were palm trees and trees blowing over everywhere. So yeah, we had really stormy. It was like high winds and lots of rain. But it was overnight, so there were trash cans blown over the whole area, and one of our neighbors got a window spewed by someone's patio umbrella had gone through the window of one of our neighbors. Yeah, so there was little stuff like that, nothing serious, but it was a lot of that minor stuff, so to speak.
The dungeon imagined without end.
That's major California emergencies when it comes to weather. Yep.
The tree
got a bit of wind. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's better than other stuff.
The mad mage is stirring.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Savage.
From countless
hello.
voices, the castle takes shape.
Let's see. I'm logging in everywhere here.
Enduring. Those unlucky will never escape.
See everyone.
Yeah. Back to normal again.
Yeah.
What kind of normal? Yeah.
In a matter of perspective, normal, right?
Yeah. More normal than last week, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's prepping for GaryCon, and I'm prepping a bit for Game Hall. Got an email and setting up stuff for that, and yeah.
Well, that's way far away, though.
Exactly. That surprises me that you have to plan for conventions a year ahead. They want to know, okay, what's your whatever, and you have to plan everything, and it's like, oh God, that's like so far away that I don't even know if I'm alive or not by then. Yeah.
It's way in advance.
Yeah. But that's been the case with every convention lately, that they want to have, you have to plan everything months or many months.
That went twice. It's only 6:51.
Yeah.
Yeah. No raffle here. Yeah. Always. He's always strolling.
POV, I had 30 minutes
wrong
before my
buttons.
campaign group showed up, and I was totally unprepared.
That's why you have the emote.
I grabbed my Ready Set Encounter box, and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our great dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now
You
on
need to make sure
Kickstarter.
you have identical Steam Decks with identical setups and identical
POV,
drivers and all that
minutes
on both of your
before my campaign
computers.
group showed up, and I was totally unprepared.
Yeah, otherwise
I grabbed my Ready Set
I'm not
Encounter box,
surprised
and
if
boom,
things go
everything
haywire
I
a bit.
needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our great dragon encounter.
No way.
If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm just setting up another render here, so I can keep doing that in the background. Looks good. Just one area to fix before we go here.
Hey, Patrick.
I took Chico to a new place today, and we went walking there. So he was, and there was a big trash truck, so he got scared. But there was a lot of new smells and stuff, so he's very. We drove there, so he's a very happy, tired camper now, so he's happy. Yep. That's what he wants. He wants little vacations like that, especially ones that both are interesting and then stresses him out at the same time. I think he kind of likes that. That it's like going to watch a horror movie or something for him. So he likes that. Afterwards, he's very, very happy and content.
I got the cat on the chair behind me too. So
see, there you go.
Cat. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, your cat have realized that's a good spot to be when you stream, because you sit there and everything is quiet and calm.
All I did was put my sweatshirt down the one time, and then she started sitting on that chair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, Chico loves when I put on my headphones or I put on my VR headset or something, because he knows that okay, I'm going to sit here for a while, especially when I turn on my lights that I use when I'm streaming. He knows that, okay, that I've been sitting here for 2 or 3 hours, and he's learned that, so he completely relaxes when he can sense that it's streaming time. Otherwise, he has to be worried, but he knows that as long as those lights are on, I'm not leaving. I'm here.
That's cool.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think this one looks ready to...
I haven't heard about Mike yet. I mean, I imagine Mike will be on any minute now, so...
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Post-fundraiser.
Yeah.
Back to normal for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's off to Gary Con. So, hey, Jim, good to see you. Greg, Chris, good to see you all. Okay. So we've been going through some classics.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more classic than this. I mean, it's the ultimate, like, everyone, I guess, could say out of all of them, the G and then the D series, but we're talking about the G tonight, is like the penultimate series of adventures that everyone at least does once in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
it's also very GREYHAWky in a lot of sense, a bit like Hamlet and Temple of Elemental Evil. It's GREYHAWK almost through and through.
But until the 25th anniversary comes, there's really not there's not that much background Good. That's cool, McLeod. It's good to see you. So I don't know, Mandy just sneaking on in another name or whatever. I of all the weird stuff that's going on, but just I weird stuff happens on Twitch. So I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't sweat it. It's all good. Bizarrities in this world. So yeah. Okay, cool. So someone's pulling into my driveway. They're just turning around. I was like, Joe, here comes Mike. Mike is here. Yeah, well, that's the same. I mean, Queen of Spider, it's the same thing. GDQ, blah blah blah. So it's the same. But
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Mike? So yeah, classic D&D reprints. Patrick was kind enough to send us some new ones. So tonight, what we got here? Oh, I don't know about that one. If you don't have treasures, I'll give you treasures. If you have treasures, a lot of people do. Something else in addition, but like I think we're gonna do treasures and that's here. I'll give you this. I'll give you this to show you how another adventure could have been great. As a setting, it's good. As an adventure, it's awful. And that is this Veil of the Mage. Right, Anna? So you can have fun with that one because it's got some great ideas in it and some bad execution. So we're ready. Mike, how are you? Uh-oh. What? Not just run down, tired.
Just run down.
Run down. I know that feeling. Wasn't the G? No, that is not true. The G series was not. No, that was never met, Chris. That was never the plan. That became the plan of, how do I say this? DMs who didn't want to homebrew their own GREYHAWK. So, let's do the Temple series, then do the A series, then do GDQ. That was the normal run through for running.
Yeah, it became kind of a GREYHAWK standard in a way, kind of back in the time, and I think also because there were few other modules available. So it was if you played in GREYHAWK, that was what you got to play with.
That was it. I mean, so if we come here, I'm going to bring up my real wall of fame.
In this day of abundance, when it comes to gaming content, we have to remember back then there wasn't much of an abundance. There was a couple of things per year coming out, tops. We had to wait years and years for Unearthed Arcana, Temple of Elemental Evil, and stuff like that. They were announced and talked about and mentioned, and then nothing came out.
Yeah, that's years. That was the way to go and run. Let's call that the first adventure path. Because I don't want to say campaign, because those aren't campaigns. I'm going to fight this all day long. Tomb of Annihilation is not a campaign, everyone. It's an adventure path. Okay? All right? A campaign is a setting that you build and you run adventures in. Okay? So I'm going to... Well, hey! What's up there? So I'm not sure which Sparkles that is. So that's good. Good to see you. If you're an alternate, Giants, absolutely. So here, let's come to my wall of fame here. I love G1 through 3. We'll show some of the older ones, but here it is in the lower left-hand corner of my wall down in my basement, and also Q1's on there. Not because the adventure is great, but because the adventure is got some unique things with alternate worlds on it. D series is up here, of course. D3 is one of my favorites all time. Not D1, 2. D3 is fantastic, and then there you go. So that's the running wall of fame, 24 old school adventures. Yeah. So, you're starting out with Fritz. You're starting Fritzen already, Sam? Oh my! Fritz survived Saturday night and had a 82-point backstab. So, yeah. Okay. So, Sparkles Jim, it's good to see you for the first time. That's funny. That's funny. So there's Curtis. Hey, Longshot, good to see you. That's a wall. Hey, what do you mean by head count? Like this wall they're all original event modules, as you can tell.
No, he's saying
kills?
Is that for kills? Yeah.
Yeah, they're all adventures that were a part of the campaign early on, right? There are 3 that are not TSR based right here: Dark Tower, Fortress Elendar, and oh my God, Harbinger of Darkness. Those 3. But then there are all these other, they're all classics. So, yep. And all right, now we're not going through these in the old form. We're going to go through them in the G1 through 3. But I'm showing the original. I have them. I didn't get anything out of the basement. I guess I didn't need to. I wanted to get the 25th anniversary box out of the basement. I forgot again. All right. Studying of the Hill Giant Chief G1 by Gary Gygax. Right. The monotone module covers. Then we got Frost Giant Jarl. It says 78 on this one. Yep. And they're early. Yep, 78. And then Fall of the Fire Giant King G3. Super, super early. 78.
So I have a Frost Giant Jarl.
Uh-huh.
And I have the interior book
for G3.
Of the 3.
I only have the G1, 2, 3 when they put them together. I don't have the individual old ones.
I have that.
Exactly, that's the one I have. That's the only one I have in physical form, if I remember correctly.
Right, so this was re-released in '81 this way.
Yep.
Right. So we're looking at, this is a year into my campaign. I did not ever have those 3 separate. All right. Never did. But when this came out, I was like, man, this thing is golden. I'm glad they put them all together in one. I don't have to spend money to get all 3 of them. And that's kind of like what is my sweet spot with this adventure here. Yeah. Do you have this too, Mike? Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is back then I only could run what was available for me to buy. Yep. And so my first thing was the box set, Keep on the Borderlands, then Isle of Dread, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then jumped over to GREYHAWK stuff.
Oh, you got Mulvey Basic though, right?
Yeah.
You were in Mulvey Basic, yeah.
But then, like, my next 3 modules I bought was White Plume Mountain, which we covered recently, this G1 through 3, and Tomb of Horrors.
Right.
I had no low-level stuff to run, except for Keep.
But you're good. You invent stuff. You're a good DM. So, yep.
Oh, geez.
Well,
terrible.
For that, you just that was my problem with Hamlet to Temple, right? All those years. What do you do next in that area? You had to wait 7 years. But so this is Gary Gygax. That's just a Bill Willingham cover, right? Yep. And so there's a little bit. You have a condition to play the world running heresy. So Curtis and Sam are at it already in chat. So, yep. Alrighty. The most iconic fight ever in all of old school D&D happens right here. We'll get to that. Right in that room. Which it's not big enough.
Right? Yeah, what is it? Each square is 10 feet
10
or
feet.
30
It's still
feet?
not big enough.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh.
I guess that depends on whose perspective. It's not big enough for the Giants or not big enough for the players.
Well, when Giants start falling in there, they fall somewhere, right?
Right.
And that is, hey,
but as players would love to have them all bunched up, right?
Yeah, it's so I did that. I ran it once as a return to, because when we first got terrain, and I first got Dwarven Forge, the underground room Dwarven Forge, I reproduced that. And then I started putting the giants in there and stuff. There was no room.
It didn't work.
No, I was like, holy jeez.
Yeah, that's one of the classics. I've seen several set up. Bill Meinhardt had one that was set up, and I've seen at GaryCon they've had setups both of Temple of Elemental Evil and this one, and the Mode House and of these classical dungeons, and it's amazing to see them set up in Dwarven Forge or other models in regular 1 inch per square scale. It looks awesome.
All right, so this is an 81. This is the second print of it, right? So, and there is some background here. It's not like that there's no background. But this is as much background as you're going to get in the old school games.
Well, yeah, you got a page. Yeah. That was about it. Yep.
Yes. Pile of giants and climb to the top and claim the high ground. Yeah. Well, we have there. You'll see.
You got the XP anyway. So
yeah. When you start calculating the numbers in your head, you're going to be like, giants have been raiding the lands of men and large bands of giants of different sorts in these marauding groups. All right. And that's what this is. And there's a caution here. Yeah. So, well, here, the chief one, Nasra, is a grossly fat and thoroughly despicable creature, sly and vicious, loving ambush and backstabbing. Furthermore, the party's been cautioned to expect a secret force, some motivational power behind this unusual banding of different races of giants. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of amazing to see a giant being sneaky, a fat bastard giant being sneaky and backstab people. They must be blind, dumb, and lame to not see that one coming, so to speak.
Yeah. Stupid as stupid does, Anna, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's that to me is written with a lot of humor into it, so to speak, silliness and stuff.
He's not going to backstab He's not going to backstab a frost or fire giant.
And here's the caution: only strong and experienced characters should adventure in these areas. The optimum mix is a group of 9th level characters, right?
Yeah. And one of the things that a lot of people might not have carried over in late edition, but the giants back then were really deadly, especially at range. They could throw big boulders that did tons of damage at long distance. And that was one of the secret weapons that made them really, really dangerous.
Right. They didn't have a limit in range. Really, it was like my table, it's like 800 feet, and they don't have
exactly. They could
long range.
Exactly, but by dungeon scale, they were unlimited in range. Right. By my outdoor standards, they were still deadly because they can throw them as long as you can shoot an arrow. So yeah.
And if you combine, which first edition didn't have, critical hits.
Yeah.
You could do that. They could do 60, 70, 80 points of damage on you with a boulder thrown.
Yep. So that was, I think, one of the really deadly things in old school. I don't know if that has carried over to giants in later editions. Probably. Yep. I'm sure it has.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust me.
Now you have more.
Stone giants, especially.
Yeah. Now you have more things to fight them with from that distance that you didn't have back then, because ranged weapons weren't as powerful back then as they are today.
Anna, you're forgetting one thing.
What?
2 words. Leonard Lakofka.
Oh yeah.
The Archer class,
The
Archer class was out super early in like 1981, and
that's true. So if you had one of these, then you had a good one. Yeah.
The Archer. The Archer. Yeah. See, Jay, Josh, good to see you, man. And that Archer, and we have an Archer Saturday. We have an actual Archer Saturday.
But I still think that compared to 3rd edition, 4th Pathfinder, and others, the Archers were still underpowered back then compared to later editions.
Well.
But thanks to the Archer class, then they got
the Archer
that power.
class and if you were doing the Cavalier from not the Arcana Cavalier, but the Cavalier from Dragon 72.
Yep.
They were like, I don't know, and we removed it. They were crazy bow specialists.
Oh, good. So, yeah. But I agree. In both the 3rd edition 3.5 and Pathfinder, the Arcane Archer and Archery was slightly overpowered. Even in my opinion.
Fireballs, yes, Anna,
but then it was kind of crazy. And that was one. I had an Arcane Archer. She was 12th level, 14th level in Pathfinder Organized Play. When she was 12th level, she killed a giant king. I forgot what type of giant, but he was a giant king. She did over 500 points of damage in one round.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was, and she had 7 attacks, and she critted 3 of them.
Yeah,
and she had like giant, and she was buffed up the wazoo because we could wait for them to come. So we had all the buff spells you could have, and giant slaying arrows and stuff like that on top of it. So it was and she opened fire at like 300 feet or something, and she just keep shooting.
And
we rolled in the open.
First edition was Monty Hall. Come on, Anna. My God, 500 points of damage.
Yeah, but on the other hand, those giants, if they got close, they did hundreds of points of damage too. So it was simply that we were prepped and we had we knew what was coming, so to speak. So it was just crazy.
Yeah. So an archer, and then we'll continue on this. An archer, a 7th level archer with 3 arrows, because they got 3 in Len's class. Probably about we're gonna say +6 to hit, +8 damage per arrow at point blank. 3 arrows, they're do 45 points of damage in 1 round.
Yeah,
that's a lot of damage in 1st edition.
Yeah, I've never critted more than twice in a round, more than that time. And I critted on 17. I think it was 16 or 17 or better. So that's why I crit 3 times on 7 attacks. So and I was hasted.
If you want to see what Anna's talking about, get the old RPG game Neverwinter Nights and play an Arcane Archer in there, and you'll understand. Then you'll understand what she's talking about. They're pretty nasty.
And you put like some, I forgot, there was some nasty spell on at least one of the arrows, and then there were hail of arrows, whatever. So I had like 7 or 8 attacks, and I created at least 3 of them, and it was absolute mayhem for that.
It's crazy.
But that was the coolest thing ever that was the coolest character, most overpowered character I've ever played. But it was
if you're gonna let loose, this is a good module to do it.
Yep.
Well, you need to, and if you're playing like base classes back in the day, there's no weapon specialization yet. Okay. So straight fighters are not getting more than 3 attacks every 2 rounds as 9th level. They're not getting 2 attacks per round yet because weapon specialization doesn't exist. And that doesn't exist until Arcana brings it out, but it starts showing up in Dragon magazines. But I think that's 83, 84. So your fighters are not as nasty. Your spellcasters are, and they're especially pre-seed, they're just clerics.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not an easy adventure for a lot of base classes. Now, rangers have the advantage.
Yeah. How was exactly? They get the special bonus
plus
against
1 point per damage
stuff.
per level. Mm-hmm. So rangers are great to have on this.
Yeah. How was the giants generally when it came to armor? They had good armor class, like good armor, and or were they easy to hit?
Not great. They were between like a whole giant armor class 4, which is really not that good. I think. And then it gets
so they were
down.
reasonably easy to hit.
Yeah.
But they had tons of hit points, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
They got a ton of hit points. What's up there, Vamp? Good to see you, man, Chad. So, but it was.
I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. I couldn't resist.
It's part of the game. Part of it. Yeah, Archers ruled Neverwinter Nights. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That was the 3rd edition.
I played on a private server, and I had an Arcane Archer. It was 20th, and somehow he got boots of speed, and that was it. Boots of speed in that game doubled your attack rate too.
Yeah.
So
that was like constant haste. Yeah.
Yeah, really crazy stuff. But that was a fun video game. That was good for a while.
That for its time, it was an amazing game. I played a lot of it.
From Baldur's Gate 2,
mm-hmm.
which is still my favorite of all time. I love that game. If I had nothing else to do for the rest of my life, I could play that.
It was good multiplayer back in the day too.
Yeah,
on it. Yep.
Absolutely, they had multiplayer on Neverwinter. Yeah. All right, so here's look, there's the detail on here is awesome. The giant bag contents. There's a lot of wandering monster encounters. The artwork is funny, you get the guy hiding right behind the giant, this is a Sutherland. But look, as we're just starting in these rooms here, as you can see, there's young giants all over the place. You're not going to go in and kill everyone here. You're just not.
No.
All right.
Yeah, the illustrations are really good. The steading and then the Sutherland, like that guy there, they look really good.
All right, so here's the room. Let's calculate this. Chief Nosdra, who's basically a frost giant, and she's a male hill giant. A sub chief, all right, that's 3. Cloud giant, that's 18 hit die, that's 4. 3 stone giants with throwing boulders, 7. 22 hill giants, all right, that's 29. A K-bear 30, and 8 ogres, that's 38. 38 large creatures. Which you can probably fit 1 each 10-foot space in that room with the party.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count stuff that's going to be coming in during the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I know from other rooms as they hear the fight going on. Yeah. It's nuts. Isn't the steading made of wood? Yes. Just burn the place to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. I heard the story of the really intrepid group of adults who told me at a D&D store down the shore where Walt lived that they didn't want to deal with Strahd in the original Ravenloft, so they burned the castle to the ground. I'm like, isn't the castle made out of stone? How do you burn a stone castle to the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you can burn the interior. A lot of
if
castles in the
someone
real.
lets you go in and burn the interior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yep.
yeah.
And,
Oh my
and
gosh.
one other little tangent when we're talking about before we get into the weeds, it was that Dungeons and Dragons Online, the MMO RPG that was based on 3rd edition D&D that came out about 2004, 5-ish.
Still being
They
played.
had Yeah, exactly. It's still out there today. Yeah, and being added and
Graphics
worked
are
on. It's
dated, but yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and it's not owned by it's now some other company who develops and maintains it. But anyway, they had the giant, the hill giant steading and all that, the giants. That was one of the big raids you could go on, and it was actually cool. You had tons and tons of giants to slay in there. So, and they had I wouldn't say good, but at least an interesting take on it. So it was based on the hill giant steading and these huge corridors and doors and stuff. And it gave you an idea of this. And they had the pillar and the throne room and stuff. So yep.
Chuck, where you been, man? I know you're busy.
Cool,
I know you're busy with
you're playing
Kickstarters and
DDO
stuff.
still.
Thanks for all the support, man, from the fundraiser.
I haven't played it in over 10 years. I haven't played it since I
saw
moved
his
here,
stream the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay's talking about the new east is west, up is down. That's so funny. So yes, rooms after rooms after rooms. Look, there's a giant slaying sword in here. You want to get your hand on that. This is one of my favorite ones of all time. Is this the Sutherland? This is the one with the orcs.
I think so.
Yeah, notice the orcs are pig-faced in here, everyone. Pig-faced orcs. Yes, and the yes, and don't spill the food. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here comes Darling. Monster raid in for Darling. Thank you, Darling.
Hello. Welcome. Yep.
All righty. Let's get weird, everyone. Absolutely. So, thank you, Darling, for coming in. We are going over the steading of the Hill Giant Chiefs, the G series tonight, talking about it history-wise. One of the best series of all time, and most challenging too. You have to. I mean, forays in and out of this are almost necessary. So, Darling, thank you for everything. Thank you for your stream, for the fundraiser, and thank you for playing in my game Saturday night with Ed and crew. That was a blast. Like I said, Sathag only ate 2 characters, but you know, both the dwarves, yummy. Yeah, so really cool artwork.
Hello, Ed. Yep.
Good to see everyone there. Getting close. We're getting close to the Gary Con days. That's the next big thing coming up. You know, so we got 3 normal weeks of streams, then we'll be there. So, and then so that's the upper level. It's just filled with killables. Giants are everywhere. The thing is, like, how did just here one of the most Gary Gygax is known for dumb humor. Weapons Room 13. This is one of Jason Zavoda's favorite jokes of all time. All right, so there's weapons in here, and there's a magic warhammer, but there's also another hammer out of sight in the corner, and the weapon has a magic mouth on it, so it radiates magic. So when you pick it up, or a dwarf is nearby, it says, "Here's a kiss for you, runt," and that's all it says, and that's it. Like, okay, why?
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just there.
With all those giants
yes.
in that big feast hall,
yes,
is the intention of the module for you to sneak through the upper level and not fight any of it?
Well, you can, but remember, there's no connection. You have to travel all the way to G2. It's not like you get teleported there. It's not like the D series where you go through these underdark passages. You have to come back out, and then you have to go. You have to sneak out, right? And then you have to go to the crystal mists. So these adventures are not that close to each other. So yeah, it's a good question though. Absolutely.
Sam says
G3, but not G2. You don't get teleported. There was a teleport to G2 in here? In the treasure room?
I guess they try to make it easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a minor treasure room. Now you got me looking, man. I think you're smoking something. Oh, yeah. There's a map. No. It's an actually well-made and watertight cast which contains a map showing the glacial rift of the Frost Giant Jarl and an obsidian box. I think you're smoking something, Sam.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Magic chain. Oh, it does. I'm smoking something. Oh my God, Sam. Thanks. Keep reading. Jeez.
So that's the treasure room on the
maybe sneaking through is the right thing to do. Good job, Sam.
So to find the way to the next module, yeah, you do have to kind of fight your way to that treasure room.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, treasure was the whole thing. You need to get the money in order to get the XP back then.
Now,
no, I never
ran
did gold
this
XP.
No, but that was the official.
Yeah, I know.
Way of running it.
Or killing. You could kill creatures too. I hated that idea. It just didn't work. But
no, I totally agree with you. But the module was probably written with the idea of gold equals XP. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike. What were you saying?
I ran this module in 5th edition.
See how small it is?
For my friends.
It's 8 pages. That's it. 8 pages.
Yeah, and hey, it packs a lot though. So my players ran through it stealthily, went to the bottom level, which I don't know if you were going to cover that or not, but
yeah,
this is where the orcs and other things lair.
It's only 2 levels.
And what they did was they started a revolt of the humanoids against the giants.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of spread things out a little and allowed them to then pick their fights.
Yep.
And there's a lot of strange stuff down in the lower level. I think it's there are there's carrying crawlers, there's bugbears, there's troglodytes and orcs, and how are they going to get along? And there's not many giants. There's the jail keeper, right? Because there is like an elf down here, all right, an elf fighter magic user, 5'8". So
So by the way, Rob asked me if I adapted it myself or if I ran the published version. The published version suggests 11th level characters. I ran it for 9th level characters and they still had no problem with it. Yeah. So like I said, I always run characters lower level for higher level threats, and it doesn't matter.
And that was 2014 rules for 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 2024 rules, it'd be even easier.
That sucks.
Yeah.
There are a lot of orcs, orcs. There's like well over 100. So you're just sending them out as fodder. I mean, it's a good idea. But the fight itself is iconic up top. It's just something that like everyone should experience at once. It's just.
I should also mention the group that I ran it in was 2 characters. 2 5th level characters.
Oh my gosh.
Or 5th edition characters. Sorry.
That's insane.
Yep. Yeah.
And note, these hit points are low. So these are all, I would soup them up. I mean, back then, I gave the Giants all max hit points because they should be souped up. This is before the 2nd edition did double hit points on them. Right. So like, an 8 hit die hill giant should not have 27 hit points. That's freaking ridiculous. That's like what a shadow has or a bugbear has, so.
But it's like the dragons, they had like not that many either.
No, they did not. You're absolutely. Most they had was 88, according to.
Yeah, I think so. And Lolth had 66 hit points, but I guess that was more of a gimmick than.
Yeah, it makes him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out a lot. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Some of them retired there, Michael Z. So lower level is just filled with a lot of junk, right? You got the keeper and you got some other, but mostly it is quarter complexes of slaves and laborers, and you got your trogs down here, and this is all matter of fact. Right afterwards, this is nothing. And then here comes the treasure rooms, lots of coinage, I mean, 27,000. How do you carry all this? You better have a portable hole or some bags of holding. There's too much.
You subdue a bunch of giants and press them into service.
Yeah. Or you kill everything and then you can go back and forth as you want.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're teleporting to G2, what are you doing with all this stuff?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So.
I guess the important bit was to conquer it in the first place, and then no one, a lot of indiscriminate DMs didn't care about that part. You got your hands on it, then you got the XP, and that was it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But I agree with you that should be the big concern there.
Lower rooms here have some stone giants and some frost giants down here, right? No, stone giants. Sorry, chambers, quarters for them. They're upstairs. I'm sorry, they're gonna get whacked. But yeah, so I mean, you got 2 intelligent swords, flame tongues. That's a bearer of bad news for the future next adventure, right? Giving you 2 flame tongues. But yeah. So that's the first adventure. Thanks, Bob. Very much. It's good. It's fun to play. You can theoretically loot everything, go home, report it, and still teleport to G2.
Yeah.
That's true.
You had you have a wizard can have the floating disc, tensor floating disc, and
you take the
that can move things.
You leave everything. You leave the bodies. You take the cannolis.
Leave the coin. Yeah.
You know, most adventurers don't leave a single damn copper piece back. Yeah.
Well, we were dumb enough in the early days. We took the coin because we thought that was the most valuable, and then it was all the artsy other stuff that was valuable. And damn, when we figured that out, that was.
I'd be happy if my players just ran away with the treasure, because otherwise, guess what? I'm the one who's going to be burning down the steady, because they always like to fix that place up after they
oh really
clear it out.
What, they wanted to make that home base?
My players would totally try to make that their home base, even though it's outsized for them.
Yeah.
Greg, henchmen and hirelings never survived my campaign. You should know that by now. Tim. Tim created an entire band called the Red Shirts, knowing what would happen to them. So yes, you'll get to roll that. I promise you'll get to roll your D30 for treasure on Saturday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Promise, Amanda. You're gonna get to roll that.
I like the 30-siders are fun.
They are. That's what we always use for treasure division. Picking in order.
Yeah, I remember that wasn't it the that store that I bought from that you went to, the Armory. They had Baltimore. I think they had some sort of patent on the D30 because they had like the D30 magazine they always sent that with us when we got a shipment from them with the D30 and say, oh, you need to here's the D30 magazine or whatever it was, and they were like into the D30, and so I had
my first D30 was 1985. I think it was real early. And then what was his name? The dude who drives up from GaryCon from Mississippi every year and loses his way. The old guy.
Oh, I don't know.
He created the D100.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Zoki.
Lou Zoki?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, he created the D100. Is that it? He was from Game Science? Yeah, Lou Zoki. Yeah, I think it is.
Zoki.
Oh, cool.
We use that.
Yeah. I have. I've used them occasionally, and it will be fun. Now I need to make some use for it in Hawktails. So we'll see if I can find a use for D30. Yeah.
I said I use it for treasure division, and then any hero points you have left, you can add that to the die roll, and that's your order. That's what I do, guys.
Dungeon Crawl Classics has a line of dice. I think D30 might be one of them, but they also have like D3, D5.
Yeah, there's some weird ones. Yeah. And DCC also have some weird dice.
That's what I'm talking about, Anna.
Yeah.
DCC.
Yeah.
Shall Joe Flacco?
Yep, they have D24s or D16s as well and stuff like that. It's like a whole, and they have special DCC sets where all the weird ones in there. So yeah, and I got one because I played it a couple of times at Game Hall.
Yeah, I'm looking up at my shelf to see if I can find mine. I hardly ever use them.
I think I have them in my little.
All right, so we go
here.
to the next one, G2, the Glacial Rift of the Frost Giant Jarl. Here, assume the party either follow the map here or use the magical chain found there. This one is not easy. This one is tough. And I think this is the coolest of the three as far as the setup goes. Let me see if the maps are in here. So there's an upper and lower area, and it's scary. It's cold. It's it's up in the crystal mists. And where are the maps for this? I wish they were close here. Hold on. I'm gonna try and find them.
I like the monochrome of this one is ice blue.
Yeah. Here's a weird D24 for DCC. Yeah. It's it's kind of it's one of the weirdest dice I've ever seen.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, we gotta make an excuse for to roll a D24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So quick sidebar there for Michael Z. Joe Flacco is from Audubon, right? But because he's from Audubon and my sister lived in Audubon, that meant my mother knew him, right? Because my mother has a small worldview. Should be busting my mom on stream though. But she got him. But Joe Flacco, she called him Shane Falco, and that was the joke all the time. I was like, Mom, he's not the guy from The Replacements. He's okay. Yeah, he's a real quarterback. That's a fake quarterback. So yes, she called him Falco. Yeah, exactly. He was just like, because that's what I love that movie. So what is
Here's
that?
It's a D30. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, D30 has, instead of triangles, it had like diamond shapes on the.
It's almost a golf ball.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost a golf ball. Yep.
Almost. I wouldn't hit it with a golf ball shatter.
Yeah. So here I have the same D20 in one and D30. So it's a bit rounder. Yeah.
What was that, Mike? Yes. Look at that map.
Dave. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That map is crazy. And look at the elevations. This is 250 feet high above this rift, right? So this is the Glacial Rift of the Frost Giant Jarl. And there's two ways in. And they're both bad. They're both bad, especially this side. This side is really disgusting. And it's kind of cool. So the squares up top, all the squares are 10 feet, but then this drop is, there's no way to put that in perspective, but they did a decent job showing you, oh my God, that's a drop of, you fall that, you're dead, right?
Yeah. When I ran this in 5e with my own, drawing out on paper or on battle mats, I spread the caves out in the so it wasn't all like on a page. Because my players are on the lookout for that stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is for publication reasons. It needed to fit on a page.
Yeah,
so that otherwise, I think
I'm just saying it looks really busy. But
it's
spread it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's I think is a smart way to do it. Make it look much more natural rather than just fit on a page.
But, you were talking earlier about the difference between a campaign setting and a adventure path. This map is like the whole giant civilization, and it's
like the scale jumps way up from G1.
It's really bordering on campaign for me, because when I ran through it, my players didn't see a fraction of that map, hardly. They just kind of zipped through it, and it's a place you could come back to, and
and then the real action starts on level 2, which is huge in itself. But level 1, to get through this, you have it's set so you will not see everything on this.
Yeah.
If you do, then you're really a glutton.
You cannot see from one side of that rift to the other. I think there's like fogs and other things going on. It's huge.
Yeah, Jarl is if you watch Vikings, everyone was Jarls. Jarl Borg, they were all That was a name for like minor kings, right, Anna?
No, it was the king's right hand man, so to speak. It was
the king's right hand man.
yeah,
Okay.
mm-hmm,
Okay.
yeah. He was the king's. He was the consigliere in the Italian mafia equivalent. So he was the king's right hand man who wait, the king wasn't present. He was the one who ruled, so to speak. So yep.
Nice.
And then it became a name because then the title became so cool. So some noblemen started to name their kids Jarl just because the name got so, yeah. And it's the same word as Earl, I think, in English. It comes from the same roots. Yeah.
All right, so let me scroll back here.
Yeah. And Birger Jarl was the one of the most famous ones in the Swedish history. He was the guy that forged Sweden together. And his name was he took the name family name Jarl. Or he was simply called Birger Jarl simply because he was the guy who made it happen, so to speak. And he made his son king literally by his own hands and maneuvering in politics. And he beat the Danes and he did lots of stuff. Yeah,
they
and
and Vikings, they touch on the Danes very shortly, a small amount.
Yeah.
Very
but that was the big thing, and it was kind of funny. But I lived in Sweden before I moved to the last apartment I lived in. I lived a few miles away from a church whose tower used to be the keep where Birger Jarl actually 800 years ago declared Sweden from, so to speak, over 800 years ago. Yeah. He declared it, so that was, yeah. So he was the founder. So Jarl was one of these titles that carried a lot, and then it became like a legend thing and so on. But it was probably old, like before the Viking Age. It was part of the old Norse bunch of titles and stuff. So yeah.
So you have here, there are guards all over the place, frost giant guards. But here, I love this. The giants have frozen 8 corpses of mutilated victims, standing them upright in blocks of transparent ice.
Yeah.
This reminds me of what?
Oh, sorry.
What movie from the mid-70s where everyone's frozen in ice? Come on, trivia question.
I'll say Logan's Run.
Good job. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, and Cardman got it too, and Billion
about got it. Say
Logan's
exactly.
Run. All the escapees, none of them made it out. They were the first 2 to make it out. Yes, Logan's Run. Yep.
Yep. No, absolutely. I'm not a giant. I'm only 5'10". But the interesting thing is in GREYHAWK and D&D, the giants have been seen as they're kind of Viking-esque in names. You have like Snorre, for instance, is the name of the
frost giants are mostly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of funny that is like a riff off the old Icelandic. And it's also funny because it's also one of the nicknames of the male. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, so to speak.
Oh. Yeah, I got
it. In Swedish, which is another irony. So when we read this, we laughed and said that the king
is Nasra something?
Nasra?
Or is that just is that nonsense?
Nasra, that sounds more like
the whole giant.
Yeah. Yeah, but Snorre is a nickname for
Sure.
Yeah. So yes, you got Yetis in here. All sorts of things.
Of course, Nostra is a anagram. How did I not know that?
Oh, smart.
Yeah. Thank you,
yeah,
Michael.
Smart.
It's definitely awesome.
Thank you. Yep. Also very typical GREYHAWK to have these anagrams. Yep.
It's a good thing I like anagrams. Otherwise, I'd quit this game right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Great picture. White dragon. There's only a dragon in here. Winter wolves. Look at this. This is the outside part. Frost giants. Some great items here. Find the Ring of Wishes, though. Now, the worst thing is down in the rift, and you could walk right on it, and that's that guy, the giant polar worm, one of the biggest monsters ever.
Nice.
And if you walk over it, like so, if you're down in this area, I think it's in 28, right? That's where the Ring of Wishes is. If you like, let me show you. So it's here it is. It's down here, right? It's back. If you get on it, it will heat up. It heats up, and it'll do 10 to 100 on you. No save.
Isn't that the one that was later called remoras?
Yeah, it's the remoras.
Yeah.
Yeah, polar worm.
Or remoras. Yeah.
Yep, polar worm. Yep. I mean, they're dune like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, let's take
exactly just
purple
worms, that was
all
my
that.
question
all,
too. Yep.
Yeah, they're all come.
Yep.
My guess is that they're dune inspired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing's just, nasty. But yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, that's another picture?
I'm trying to show the remoras.
Let me flip.
Yeah,
let me flip
that
over
is
here.
a very good depiction from taken straight from
What
the
edition was that,
illustration
Mike?
here.
Is that
That's
fifth?
5e. That's
Yeah.
5e.
Yeah.
It looks 5e. Yeah.
And there's the 5e.
What's the length
riff.
on it? It's like 150 feet long, isn't it?
I'd have to crack open
Yeah,
the
I think
player handbook.
it's that huge.
I must admit, this illustration looks really, really cool. That has,
I prefer
there's
the black
also
and
some,
white one.
yeah, and there's also some trolls in here later on that also I think look fantastic. Yeah.
All right, so that's the upper area. But there is, wait a minute, there's something else too. I wanted to. There's another room that is really bad. I gotta find it. I thought that there was a. Am I remembering this right? Maybe not. Maybe not. It's gonna drive me crazy. Give me 1 second here. This one here. Look at all that. Oh, those are the ice blocks. Those are the ice blocks. What about here? 9 and 10. Let me check 9 and 10 out. Servant. They're just servants' quarters, and all right, that's just where they're placed. Okay. All right. No, that's the lower area. 9 and 10. Oh, they're just giants. Yep, Cavern Guard Complex. Yeah. All right. So lower level. That's where there's 2 white dragons. 2, not 1, 2. That's pretty nasty. Other hit points are low, but for first edition, but still. Yep. On the Legends, medium-sized, very old female. So it's a mated pair. That alone should be a monstrous combat. Think about it, right? 2 dragons. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. They can breathe on each other. Yeah. I mean, the cold. Absolutely. Another reason why, in my game, I allow, and they got to get pristine and they got to spend a ton of money, but like I allow 1 character per dragon to, take it and they want to mold into like that dragon armor. Now remember, a couple of ventures ago, Scarn's character Mike Disney found a set of white dragon armor that was dwarvish sized for an old dwarven lord that was long ago. So now he has that white dragon armor. It's equivalent to plate mail. Yeah, and it gives him the equivalent of a ring of frost resistance. It doesn't give him immunity, but it gives him a ring of cold resistance, frost resistance. So, yep. I understand that, Greg, but I think that frost giants are immune to cold, fire giants are immune to fire. Yep. So, okay, you got emissaries here, and you got as you can see, the magic items are cranking up here, starting to crank up. I just think you're going to get all the magic items and this stuff, then you're going to go down to the D series. So, what age? Large ancient male with only 56 hit points. I double that. I would in first edition. I already had doubled that. Yeah, and then a medium old. So yeah. Yep, 42 hit points is not enough for dragon. Yep, should be. Yeah. Yeah. Are there dragon bone weapons? No, they're not. But they're dragon bane weapons, right? There's weapons of dragon slaying and stuff like that. And I'll never live that down. Giving Stronghold Tim's character a an axe of blue dragon slaying, and then they came across a purple dragon. That's the way it goes, man. But it still works. It still does double damage on any dragon. It just doesn't do triple, right? So, you're ready. Yeah. And through all this, there's a heavy crossbow speed. You know how oops. You know what? It would be nice if you guys could see what I was talking about if I had the other page on. I apologize. All right. So, yep. Lots of items here. Heavy crossbow of speed. Now we switched.
Ooh.
We switched crossbows that light crossbows did die 8 and heavy crossbows did die 10. I'm going to say roughly 25 years ago. So we were still doing all crossbows did die 6, which is ridiculous back then, right? It just didn't make any sense.
Crossbow of speed. That's in one of your favorite movies.
Hawk the Slayer.
Hawk the Slayer.
Okay.
That's not a crossbow of speed. That's a crossbow of super speed, right? He's shooting like 6 shots around in that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. And that's the guy who lost all his fingers early on. Yeah. Yeah. He's a big time actor. I forget his name. But that guy did a lot of stuff, including a lot of Civil War movies. Like he was in Gettysburg. He was one of the generals on the. He's actually the narrator for the movie for Gettysburg.
Did not know that.
Yep. Yeah. And the main character in Hawk the Slayer, John Terry, has two big. I'm sorry, we're going off a tangent. Has two big roles that you know of. He says in a movie, "In the rear with the gear." Anyone know that movie? And then he is also was on daytime soap operas for years. Yeah. So, in the rear with the gear, he was the head of the newspaper group in Full Metal Jacket. He was the captain. That was his big role after Hawk the Slayer. Oh, in the rear with the gear. Yep. John Terry, and then of course, what's his name? Was the ultimate villain in Hawk the Slayer? Jack Palance. And man, his real name is crazy. It's some Russian name because he was a Russian immigrant. Yeah, it's nutty one. Yeah. Yep. John Terry. All right. Magic Shield, Alarm Robbers. Yeah. They're in this far. It's too late anyway for the Frost Giants because the Jarl is going to get his butt kicked because all his other guys are dead. The Jarl and his polar bear friend. Yeah. Jarl has 80 hit points. That's a lot. That's a decent amount back in first edition. I think he's the equivalent of a cloud giant, isn't he? They always upped them. That was how they pumped him up. They made him, he's the equivalent of this giant. So, yeah. All right. Now, is there a teleporter, Sam, to G3? Oh, and 2 brand new spells that make their appearance here well before Owner's Arcana. And here they are, Crystal Brittle and Energy Drain. 2 9th level mage spells. First appearance are right here. Yep. And then they both appear in the Arcana thing. Asher is here. Palance was awesome. Yeah. He did that what show did he do? He did Ripley's Believe It or Not, right? That's what he did too. Yeah. Yeah, it's very one way. Yeah. Also, the dreaded Hammer of Thunderbolts. So let's play a little game here. Who in the audience knows how, in order to wield a Hammer of Thunderbolts, what do you need to have according to the rules?
A generous DM.
Well, to wield it, what do you need to wield a Hammer of Thunderbolts? Incorrect, DM. Yes, Justinius is correct. You needed both gauntlets and a girdle. You need gauntlets of ogre power and a girdle of giant strength.
Oh,
okay?
Wow.
Okay, you needed both. Now, if you
so they stack then?
Well, here's the thing. If you read them, this is the most imbalanced weapon in the game. You read up on that, and you have both those. All the pluses stack.
Oh, I always assumed it was the strongest one and the one that
No. According to the rules, right in Dungeon Master's Guide, all of them stack, and that hammer on a single hit kills a giant outright. Now, you want to think about the most imbalancing thing. Yes.
Yeah. That was one of the good things that came with third edition. They simply say that you only benefit from the highest, and that's why when they put names on the different types of modifiers and bonuses, so you simply one
yeah. It was meant to Rob. It was meant to match Thor's gear, but it's not an artifact. It's just you understand why they disappear. There's no way. Yeah. You also have to be over 6 feet tall. I think that was the other thing too. You had to be 6 feet or taller to wield it. So if you were an elf or whatever, you couldn't wield it. So, yeah, you can't play, Angela. You can't play with it after that. That character's broken, especially during the era of weapon specialization. With that, yeah, yeah, exactly. So that is crazy there. Yeah. But it's just the way it is. All right. So how do you get there? Is it a one-way teleporter or something? I'll take Sam's word for it.
It's probably the same thing as the previous module. In the final treasure room, there's a MacGuffin that teleports you.
Is that Willingham's signature there? I guess it is. Wow, what a mess that is. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's his style, I think. Yeah.
A lever.
He's listed as one of the credits in the back.
Oh, it's a lever. Oh God. Well, you better take all your items and gear and stuff before you pull that lever. All right. G3 is long. It's 3 levels. So, and it's it's in a volcano, so I don't know how they really exist, right? The pile of lava, slag, and jutting black rock, which houses the hole, is steeply rising about 300 high at its summit. Once again, Anna, that's not high at all for a volcano. We already went over this with the
we went over that.
mountain.
Yeah,
it's really not high at all. They got their distances are not correct. So, but that's okay.
I guess they were mentioned for a war game when you put them on the table and you have like huge scale or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I just it's got to be way bigger than that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So they have penetrated near the heart of the matter into a fell realm. Even the strongest need beware. Well, correct. So yeah, this is a really crazy adventure. I love the direction of it and the surprise, and also the bit of conjecture on what the hell something in here means. Right? There's something in here that no one to this day understands. And we'll get to that.
This is the one I've never ran.
Oh, okay.
Not even in 5e.
Wow. Yeah.
So I don't think I've read it.
That's funny. So he made himself sick so he could use the hammer of thunderbolts, and then he couldn't. His arms weren't long enough. That's awesome. Well, yeah. The whole thing was this is the connection to the trial, right? That's the whole thing. This is the first appearance ever of a Calavera in this adventure, this module. Yep. Calavera appears. The good Calavera, not the. I almost used a word I'm not allowed to use on camera. Not the. I decided I'm worshiping Loth now. At Calavera. This is the elder elemental god. Calavera. All right. So let me just show the maps on these. They're all pretty cool. This is a long adventure, much longer than the others. All right. So there is it split in half? Wow, that's really nice of them. They split it right down the middle in half. Yeah, they did. Holy jeez, level 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the size of these. They all fit on the map nice and tight. Level 1, level 2. Right, and then level 3.
It had to fit. Pages were expensive to edit and print
I agree.
And all that. So yeah,
I agree there. So there you go. There are the 3 levels for the. Right. Oh, so here is your list of NPCs. Now, one of these guys is still in my campaign and is actually an officer in the Order of Ulick, and that is number 5, Funkin Heidi Peak. Right? He's a fighter mage, a little bit higher level now, and he was my poke at the PC guy back in the day. Always to make fun of the other players and stuff. I didn't have him as lawful good. I switched him to chaotic good. But yeah, and he has a ring of regeneration, and that's why he kept on. There it is, ring of regeneration. So he always could survive stuff. But a lot of these names, you'll see be redone, or like Gleep Warp. I know Eric Mona loves using them in a lot of stuff. You'll see them appear here and there during the Hawk era. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So, but these are the characters for the adventure. They give you 9. Beak Dwenders of Crudel. Wonder what Crudel is. Anna, you have any idea?
Nope.
Yeah, he's a half elf.
Think.
Crudel.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere in GREYHAWK.
You want to know what Crudel means?
Yeah, sure.
It sounds German. Yeah.
I have a book.
Oh.
It's called Population Billy Bones. It's where Gygax got all his funny names.
So it's Gygaxian lexicon. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's Crudel mean?
I'll look it up. It might take me a bit.
Yeah. I did not know that that's where he got all his stuff from, that book. That's cool.
It's a fun book to read.
All right, we got some Ettins, and you're going to see stuff, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Because the king, I believe Snur's on the top level here. Here's Queen Fruppy. Yes. She's anything uglier than Snur.
I got it.
Yep. Crudel.
Crudel it means to creep close, a faint humming, the low music of birds.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he was a ranger that liked humming birds.
Yeah. Yes, so.
Cool. Hey, Ragnar. There we go. Ragnar.
It's odd that I just happen to have that at hand.
Awesome. Yep. King's Guards, private quarters for Snur. So you come across Snur early in this, because it's really not about him, even though he's pretty nasty. And notice that there's a Pyrohydra too. I think he's got a Pyrohydra pet, if I recall. Hellhounds, yeah. And then his treasure room. I mean, it's early on. You get all these goodies. Another ring of 3 wishes. This is like them saying, "We know you're going to die, and we need you. We need these rings of wishes to get you where you need to be, or later on in the D series to get you out of there. How are you going to get out of D3, right? This because Q1 is not written yet. So, yeah, yep. Fritz is Fecunda, actually. That's funny. Fritz is going to be something at GaryCon, everyone. I know Chuck's cousin and his cousin's wife, and Josh Haley, and Greg. You'll all get to find out. Council room, kitchen. This is all the first. There's Obni. Obni makes his first appearance.
There he is.
Yep.
Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
that is the first appearance for Obni. Yep.
Yeah. The advisors are grossly fat but very strong and quite fast renegade mountain dwarf, one Obni. This is where he appears first time.
So let me tell you about my 5e Against the Giants campaign. All right. Before we did it Against the Giants, I had ran White Plume Mountain. And in White Plume Mountain, they acquired Whelm. And in this edition, Whelm is obviously kind of key to dwarves because it's a hammer, whatever. So they were kind of toting it around, not really using it. And they decided to give it to the first dwarf that came along who wanted to join their adventuring group, NPC, who just happened to be Ob and me.
Wow.
Knowing that they were looking for a capable dwarf NPC to join their adventuring group, I introduced Opmi in the Frost Giant module.
Oh, she jumped him up ahead.
My plan was then when they were going to do the third adventure, they had the downtime. People in the chat were asking about downtime. So they didn't teleport from one to the other. They went back, healed up, all that stuff. So in the time between Frost Giant and Fire Giant, the Hill Giants and the Frost Giants warned the Fire Giants. that these adventurers were coming.
Oh.
And I was going to have a big ambush. I mean, there's already an ambush in that module, but it was going to be even bigger. Like all Nosner was going to be there, and Snare was going to be there. It was going to be a big old beat down, and we never ran it. Oh, and then Omni was going to double cross him. So never got to run that.
Always, right?
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. But he gets a huge lifespan. The guy's got 8-9 lives, right? It's everywhere. Works for IUs, all throughout living GREYHAWK doing stuff. Yeah. So it's just it's crazy. That's where he makes his appearance. 1978. So even around gets one. Whoops, what did I do there? How did I do that? There we go. Snare fighting the group with or is that the Houndmaster? That's the Houndmaster, I believe. Yeah. Gord kills him. Gord kills Snare in the Gord books, or Gord kills Omni.
I forgot how it ended, but yeah.
Well,
there were Omni is mentioned many times over in I think he's introduced in the second book, if I remember correctly, because that's when I use muster his party that goes after. So they're kind of
Chris,
a competing party. Yeah,
it doesn't take. So there's lore from Gygax that didn't take because dude's running all over.
Yeah, so
running all
but
over.
No, but hang on a second. But that is those are the books after he left TSR, because he was he could continue to publish the Gord books afterwards. And I think people that know better might please correct me, but I think the agreement was that if they were mentioned and used in the earlier books, he could reuse those characters in the later books with the right name. Otherwise, he had to invent other names. That's why the Nerul became Infestix or whatever it was,
Tensor
stuff
was
like
something
that.
Manzorian.
Yeah, exactly. He changed the names of some because they were not mentioned earlier, so to speak, in the early books. I think that was
I think Tensor and Mordenkainen were still themselves, but the god names were changed.
Manzorian was living GREYHAWK era.
Yep.
It's all confusing.
Paizo era.
Yep. So Omni was going strong, I think, at least the first two books, and then things went haywire in the later books with Omni and stuff. So yeah.
So Snare, you're going to take out Snare early. You're going to loot his treasure early, and you're like, "Oh, good, we're done." And then you realize there's 2 more whole levels. And you're like, "What the hell?" Yeah.
Not me. I'd be like, "Okay, that was fun, guys. We're done."
Yes, that's it. We're done. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here comes level 2. The Hall of the Dead Kings. More Ettins, which are nothing to sneeze at. Ettins.
Right. All the hag ones have always been nice and cool monsters that can be
this
serious opponents.
Filled with giants. I mean, filled. We got hill giants here. This is so they have this as a if Nasra got away, they have these retreat to places here.
Oh, okay. So
it says here, or the hill giant chief, right? They have that, and his wife. If they get away, and they have those if they survive. So they have those locations. I think they have it for the Jarl as well here. And then they get the torture room here. That's always fun, right? But they're crazy stuff, yeah. These elven females you always find about to be sacrificed are always from noble birth, and they send you such a crazy stuff.
It's the old tropes. We have to remember these were written in the 70s, and things were these were the stereotypes of gender and all of that stuff back then. And we also have to remember the audience they were writing it for. So I can give them some pass, but it hasn't aged well. That's what I'm going to. That's my conclusion.
There's an 11th level human thief in here who was wandering around by herself, which is probably not too smart.
Yeah.
Baldo, Boldo, is the chief's lieutenant, and he's being punished for not being differential. And here is an interesting thing. The first time I ever remember a Titan actually being in an adventure. It's a good Titan. He's drugged. So yeah, that's pretty nasty. You just got a good old Titan in here. All right, secret rooms. All right, now is that the temple? That is not. No, that is not. That's the temple of the eye. That's not the right temple. There's another temple coming. All right. So, this is it. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about levels, areas 9 to 11 in this section here, because it is crazy stuff. All right. So we come down here. We're looking at this area here, over on this half of the split in half page, right? 9 to 11. This is the first ever appearance of an elder elemental god temple, right? Which kind of just like, why is it here? And by the way, nothing good comes of you messing in these rooms. Nothing.
You mean treasure or stuff like that?
Like there's a one in like, I'm just looking here. There was something like one good thing could happen. Oh, here. There's a 1 in 12 chance of something good happening with you screwing around here. Notice death, insanity, rage, fright, and weakness. There can be tentacle rods placed here that are in this, but they're in the 3rd level, so you wouldn't even know about them yet. But like this is where all the well, actually, it starts here. It starts in the 2nd, right? But you get a sense of unease. The colors are all swirling. It's this is the first time, and there's one of these also in the vault of the Drow in the Fane area of where House El Sears is, but it just says it's the same one as here, right? So this is and a lot of people are like, what was Gary doing? Because there's really no, remember, Deities and Demigods isn't even out yet, and the Elder Elemental God is not in Deities and Demigods. So it's like he had some kind of plan here with it, and just we don't know where it went. But they had the tentacle rods, and yeah. But yes, as you notice, if you do all these, this ritual stuff, if you roll a 1 to 4 creatures get seized and devours. Strikes everyone pleasant, totally blind, and then the last one, if you roll a 3, it raises the ability score of everyone by 1. Wow, that's great. And 4 to 12, nothing. Yeah. Now comes the wall. The wall of tentacles is cool. This is where the first time you ever that I'm aware of. And well, that's not true. That's not true. If you did the A series, you got it. One of the slavers, Evald is her name, is a slaver, right? Dark elf, and the A3, if I recall. Here is the wall of tentacles. There is the wall of the wall of tentacles, and a drow. Cool picture there with a lesser tentacle rod. So now you get to go up. There's dark elves here.
That dark elf has some balding going on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Well, he's probably scared shitless from a Clavdra here. Here it is. This strangely attractive female is dressed in silver embroidered black garments with a small black metal cap, which allows her silver hair to float free. She is a Clavdra, only 10th 10 fighter Clark at the time. So her class has changed too, multiple times. She goes from being multi-class to straight class and all sorts of things. Yeah. +4 footman's mace and also a greater tentacle rod. Yeah. Which is really kind of nasty. And so there you go. There are 3 dark elves here with the wall of tentacles, which the wall of tentacles itself has 200 hit points. Also, I think it can rot limbs. Am I remember this correctly? Yeah. So that's a dark elf fight there. And yeah, there's some troll pictures there too. And your trolls.
Yeah, I love those trolls. They look fantastic, and they are so similar. They're taken from the Monster Manual. I think that was the model for
That's a
the
pretty
troll.
cool
That is,
picture.
yeah. So I love
And
those
the Dungeon
trolls. They
Master's
look
Guide
really cool.
too. The Dungeon Master's Guide story, that storyline that goes down, in the back where the appendix is, where the adventures are going deeper and deeper and deeper. Is the trolls too. They're the same ones. It may be the same artist. I don't know who did this, but yeah, you can just see the filth that they're existing in. It's pretty gross. So hey, Brungal. Yep. So it's cool. So that is level 2. Yeah.
There's a cave on page 13,
Yep.
11 through 13. That's one I would like to run.
On page 13 of this?
No, well, okay. It's level 3. Are we on level 3 yet?
We're
No.
just starting level 3. All right, hold on
Oh,
one second.
never mind. I was ahead of you then.
No, don't worry about it. We'll go here. What do you got here? Right here, number 13?
Yeah.
Down here in the corner. All right. So as you see, this is another thing. It's off the beaten path. And there's 2 ways down, if I recall. Yeah, there's this. There's 2 ways down into this level. And then look at how far, though, the only way down in the Underdark's all the way over here, right? All the way in the upper left-hand corner. So, but you may miss that 13 here. But let's take a look. Let's take a look, Mike, at this. This is the last level, and this has a D1 feel to it, right? This area, kind of like of all the crap that's in D1. Yeah. Let's get to, because there's another dark elf down here too, who's a rival of a Calavdra. All right, so here we go. Ropers, Hellhounds, Fire Giants are still down here. Here's another treasure trove crate. Oh, here's a real ancient red dragon just hanging out down in level 3. To top things off, named Brazamel, and he can use spells too, and he got some good spells too. Polymorph Other Confusion. That's pretty nasty. He needs the ultimate anti-ed spell. He needs Minor Globe. Oh, Dragon Slaying Sword, and he's got all this stuff.
Razamal shows up in Age of Worms.
He does, really. Interesting. Well, that's good that Eric and them took it from there. There are, if you look at these, oh my God, no wonder. 11 has 13 trolls, 12 has 16 trolls, and 13 has 27 trolls. I don't even know if I have that many troll miniatures.
56 trolls.
I don't know if I have that many. Probably with plastic, too. Oh my God. Yeah, a fascination with tentacles. It's pretty nasty. All right, let's see here. Here's another dark out here, Grey Cavern. This is protecting the entrance way down to the Underdark. So here's the first appearance of the Wand of Visiglobs. Also the Demon Staff, which allows you to polymorph into, I think, a type 2, or no, type 3. This one, Demon. I thought she had a Lurker Cloak too, or am I remembering this wrong? Is this? I thought this was Vlandril. It may not have been. I could have sworn maybe Vlandril's in the D series. Yeah. Oh, Nedeline. This is Nedeline. 7/8 Clark, fighter Clark. Yep. So, and remember, they all have innate magic resistance. 50% plus 2% per level above the first. So if they're 8th level, they have 66% magic resistance, and boy, was that a pain in the ass back in the day. Especially, it was based on 11th level caster, and we did not have resistance reduction or anything else that we've done in our game back in the day. She's the first D1 encounter. Thank you, Cardman. A lot of it's Sutherland. Yes, a lot of it's Sutherland. Absolutely. And then these are, it tells you everything that what spells they get. You know, I don't know if this went over from other editions, but all Dark Elves get the first 3. Any above 4th level get the next 3, and all females get 4 more. The females are much more powerful than the males in the Drow Society. Yep. And yep. So, and then here's even more Drow here. Yep. Oh, and there's a charmed liquor above. That's what I was thinking about. So when you get to the end here, there's a passage leading into the Underdark, leading into those maps, leading all the way down into D1. All the way down there. Because 15 is the guard area to guard that only one way to get in and down into the D. And then once you get so many miles down, you ain't teleporting out either because of the Underdark emanations. Cool. I will still allow Dark Elf characters, but I want them for a reason, you know. Because once Arcane allowed them along with Deep Gnomes.
I will like them. I will eventually in the future. I would like to run a Drow campaign, so to speak, Drow related. So I'd like to theme my campaign.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have. Then I would be cool to have a whole Drow party or half Drow or related and stuff like that. Yeah.
I would be interested in that too.
Yeah, I'm more for themed campaigns rather than mix up everything, so to speak.
Yeah. So Sam, so remember, later editions, they just didn't want to deal even with it. Elder Elemental God Loth conflict in D3, right? It just didn't. They're all demon worshippers of some sort. You know, it's a shame, but that's okay. They were. The maps were all. Yeah, this is just. You know, the maps. It was on a split. It was. This is. I believe this was a fold one in the middle, and that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the end of the story here. And you can see what else was out at that time. Not much. Well, there was a lot for. You know, you don't. I don't even think you have A2, A3, A4 out yet. No, you don't. In 78, you only have A1. Yep. No, it's 81. It's 81 the reprint. Yep. So you did. Cool. Yeah. Lots of fun. A long time to finish this. You go through all these. You took months. There's someone. There's a picture of what happens when you crystal brittle a shield. That's kind of cool, right? Art.
That's a spell that never made it to the latter edition.
I never made it past first edition.
Or second.
Really? Yeah, it's in Arcana. Yeah, so you got Sutherland, Trampier,
it would be
LaForce, Arrows, Bill Willingham. In there. What's that, Mike?
Nice. Oh, I was just going to say something like Crystal Brittle would be banned in 5e for being player no fun.
Oh, because you could destroy their weapons.
Right.
I guess you can't break weapons with fumbles in 5e.
They have to be a house rule.
Yeah. Yeah, Honor to Kane, absolutely. It's a classic arc's awesome. Yeah, so both those spells are in here. Like I said, here they give you your spell lists if you're running. See, in tournament style, I don't know how you do this in tournament. That'd be crazy.
But Crystal Brittle's, to go off on a tangent here, Crystal Brittle was a fun spell, and I guess it's the opposite of Glass Steel.
It's even higher level though. So yeah. It turned to a crystalline substance as brittle and fragile as crystal. So
and I only mentioned that because Glass Steel's didn't carry over either.
Yeah, I guess they didn't know what to do with them. But like a +5 magic armor is a 25% chance to be unaffected. An Iron Golem has a 15% chance to save. Remember, this is an 18th level mage casting this outside of it being on a scroll. So how many 18th level mages are running around here being able to cast this? This is like a one-shot, both these spells are one-use items down here with these players because you know you're not going to see 18th level anytime soon. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, bruv. That's funny. And there you go. But story doesn't end there, right? So let me go back to the other one we're going to talk about. There's more giants in this one. All righty. 25th anniversary edition issue of, and this is the only place you could ever get this back in the day, was in the silver box set, which I left downstairs again. Dummy me. But yes, I have not run this. It's kind of hard to go back and run after you've gone through all those giant series and say, well, now they've taken over everything, right? So this is a matter of timing. Let's go. Yep. Against the Giants, the liberation of GREYHAWK. All right, Mike, I know you know a little bit about this. Right?
Well, yeah.
What changes?
No. I'm not I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of this thing. I do know that the main driver behind the giant troubles, I don't think is the drow in this. It's the
Cloud Giants.
It's the cloud giants, yeah. From the Sakut from out west down the planets.
There it is.
Which I much prefer. If you don't want to go chasing Underdark stuff in the D series,
right?
Skip it and go to this. Go to the above ground.
Yeah, and the Giants are not much stronger.
Liberation of Jeff.
Yep.
Yep.
Guy Gygax and Sean Reynolds. No, Sean did all the updates. So and did a good job for it, and they got some cool.
Sam's right. Nothing changes in the first three, but I think if you play through the first three and then jump into Liberation of Jeff, there's no need to do the drow stuff.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, so it's G4 to G6 is the second. So there is a whole bunch of more adventures. So we'll just go through these. What time we got here? Oh, good. So, yeah. So this is actually, they invade GREYHAWK and they take it over.
Yeah, and it's a very extensive source book of the Grand Duchy that if you backwards engineer it, it's a good gazetteer for that land. If you didn't want to run the Giants, you could kind of rebuild that society and make something out of it.
Yeah. So there is some plot ideas in here and some story arcs.
It's definitely sandboxy too, because you can go all over and fight giants in different villages and towns.
And look at the updated maps. Oh, the blue maps are gone. So they turned it sideways the right way. And so, so there's a steading. I don't know. If you wanted a grandiose adventure for like starting at 8th level and wanted to run through to 14th, 15th, and have like something that's not gonna, it's not canon affecting because it's at that early time. This is what you want to do. Hey, Michael, I got you at the end. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. So, all right, there's G1. There's G2. And there's see, look, the rift. It's much more.
What year?
What year is this? 25th anniversary. So it's 94 or no, 90, 99.
No, what the setting? It's
576, right?
No. This is like after the wars, I think.
No. I don't think. Is it?
I think it's 591. Or
let me see if the date's in here. Hold on. Here, those events are set in years 576 to 580. The original against 580. Second is 591. There you go, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. So it covers the whole timeline practically.
All right. Glacial Rift. But it's still 1E, 2E at this point. All right, there's your Romaraz pick. There's your lower area of the rift. Some of the same artwork. Here's your third. Here's your Hall of the Fire Giant King. Snur's Hall. Treasure, 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 treasure. Omni. I saw Omni in here. There's Omni still there. Level 2. I wonder what they did with the Temple of the Eye. It looks the same. Tentacle walls still there. Okay, they didn't mess around with any of that stuff.
I doubt they changed anything.
Man, well, this is different. Cloud's got -8 armor class. She's pumped up.
So stat blocks are different.
Yeah, I mean, she's pumped up a little bit. Now she's 10-10 in here.
She's got to be survivable.
Yeah, the Giants have a lot more hit points too. Yeah, you're right. Oh, way more hit points. We're at level 2. There's Brazamel again. He's -9 armor class. 160 hit points. So that's a lot different, you know. So they pumped the dragons up too, which for second edition. All right, let's go through this, and then all right, here comes the Liberation of Joffs. This is new. Yep. Yeah. That's cool. Possibly the chest would be bigger, but I don't think they thought about that. Chests were chests back then. That's a great point, though. Wouldn't chests be bigger?
Yeah, that is a good point because
that is a real good point.
Their bags are described as
it's a good point.
Bigger.
All right, so this is in areas of Geoff, Stark Mountains, Oitwood, Crystal Mist. They give you all sorts of. So this is a setting, right, Mike? They've done it in a setting book.
Yeah.
So you got a lot. If you want to do some Geoff, like even if there was no invasion, you wanted to use this, you have locations set here.
There's stuff involved that don't even have anything to do with the Giants. There's Shadow Dragon stuff.
Yeah, and look at this. This is a good map. I wonder who did that map, Anna.
That's a nice map.
Hang on a second.
Is it Sam Wood?
I think it's a Sam Wood map. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I imagine the color map looks even better.
It's a Sam Wood.
I wonder if that's available in color somewhere.
I don't think
It
so.
definitely looks like it is.
I'm sure they did it in color originally.
Yeah, I'm saying, is Sam still alive?
I think he is. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really nice.
All I've heard. Yep.
So this is all remember, this is all pre-Living Greyhawk era too. And this whole area, this is where the Fae first started, was in the Dim Forest.
So Broomgall's about to start a campaign in Jeff. I'm curious if he's running this or something pre-Giants or post-Giants.
Yeah. So this is good. It's nice. It just shows you the area here. It's probably
this is a fantastic map.
But 591 is the first year of Living Greyhawk.
Yeah, these were published not long before.
Is the same time as the adventure begins.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that era when they were planning the Living Greyhawk probably, and they were getting geared up to third edition and all of this stuff.
And is it Geoff or Jeff? Who knows? You know, pronounce it however you want.
I think you can pronounce it either way. Yeah.
As I get older, I say Jeff, but when I was younger, it was Geoff.
It was always Geoff.
Oh yeah, I call it Geoff. I always call it Geoff as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. You see, there's a lot of other locations here for you to utilize. It's a good. I said well before. I imagine people in the Living Greyhawk Geoff, which includes Eric Mengi and all those. They were Jeffins.
And on page 50, there's an illustration you like, Jay.
Okay,
you like that one
here.
on page 50. Yep.
Well, that looks like a Feywild connection there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Town Mesa plants, right, and then 48. That's cool looking too. That's Wayne Reynolds.
Yes, that's why
Wayne Reynolds.
Yeah, wait till you come to the next page. Then you have a way. Oh, the one after that. Yeah, the page 50. Yeah, the next illustration. There you got it, Wayne Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's cool. I think it's one of the early Wayne Reynolds. No, maybe
they look like
Slavers.
Fomorians. Are they Fomorians?
I think so.
Yeah, they are Fomorians.
Yep.
Fomorian stronghold. Huh.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks very Pathfinder 1-ish too.
Mm-hmm.
That look. Yeah, because he did a lot of work for them too.
Probably Pathfindery because is that Wayne Reynolds art?
Oh yeah, that's when he got really big.
Michael.
These were early days for him, but that's when he really broke through and became a major
Slavers
illustrator.
Was what I remember him from. Just unbelievable stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, the Marquesa picture and everything else in Slavers.
Yeah.
That's my
my guess is that he was on the short dialing list on contacts by Eric Mona. So when Paizo geared up both for Dragon magazine and then later for Pathfinder, then Wayne Reynolds was an obvious choice for covers and stuff. So yeah.
I mean, they got stuff all throughout this, you know, Cyclopskin here. It's just crazy. Were Rats there is so many different,
every conceivable kind of giant. And then
it's down here now. The Lee, Verbeeks. Here's Verbeeks. That's funny. Mount Rug. I can't even pronounce that. Rungnierheim. Okay, that's Crystal Mist.
Rungnierheim. Yeah.
There you go. Good job, Anna.
Yeah.
Much better than me.
Rungnierheim. Yeah. Sounds like something where
that's another Wayne Reynolds.
The home of War Thunder.
Look at that.
If you translate it from false Norse, so to speak, it will be the home of War Thunder or home of thunder. Yep.
Yeah. So
I think these names are cool because they are tied into kind of fake Norse.
The six-headed giants.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, 6 heads. Something to consider in the future. The only problem is I don't have miniatures for it. You know me. I'm in
cool. He Wayne Reynolds did for DC.
Nice.
You don't do stand-ins, Jay?
What do you mean, miniatures? Yeah, sometimes you have to, but the effect is so much better when you like Saturday night. Having Sagatha out on the table made it so much more enjoyable because Ed's trying to teleport above it to Retributor Strike and all, So, yeah. So are these? How many of these things are there? That's disgusting. That's a Pyrohydra, obviously.
It's a whole nother offshoot of Frost Giants, I believe.
Oh my god! Here it is. Disgusting. Yeah, Wayne Reynolds was very prolific in this era.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see, there's a lot to this just beyond the first 3 adventures. I mean, the first 3 adventures are like 1/3 of this, The rest of it is all new content.
The content was I was going to talk about is I like Liberation of Jeff because every time I read it, I find something I never read before.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Well, here's a connection. Like here it says the Frost Giant Priestess of Thrym. Thrym is a Norse deity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Thrym and Surtur are both Norse gods. So they're still being used because they're giants or monsters. They're
default gods.
Yeah, but they also are in deities and demigods. But they're not, they're not they're in the Norse section. So I said that opens the door. Well, if these gods are here, how come the other gods from the Norse mythology are not here? That's the question.
Well, they kept the coolest ones.
Did they?
Kind of in a way. And skipped some of the most obvious ones like Thor and Odin.
Thor and Odin were the first 2 gods of Greyhawk.
Exactly, but they kept some of the other ones on the periphery of that aren't as known and kind of in common knowledge kind of thing. I get that sense. Yeah.
More forts. I mean, the map work is great in here too for the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There's a Oit meat.
But this is when Wizard of the Coast took over and they started to ramp up there was money in the company again, so to speak.
Orc Council.
Yeah. So if this had been done in the previous TSR administration, this Liberation of Jeff module would be a joke module, I guess.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. Just, the goofy Castle Greyhawk puppets
stuff.
Oh,
gosh. So that era just had some crazy stuff. Pest Crossing.
Yeah.
As you can see,
even like Fate of Istis.
It would take a long time to purge all the giants and other humanoids out of Geoff in this thing, like a lifetime.
But it's interesting to see how the silly side of D&D has come and went back and forth. Right. It has ebbed between super seriousness and super silly, and then back and forth, so to speak. Which, and there's nothing wrong with silly fantasy. If that's what you like, then you should play more of it, so to speak, like DCC and Tunnels and Trolls, and there's some other stuff. So, but D&D is kind of interesting to see that some editions and some, not only editions, but some eras of publishing has been way more silly than others. So it's gone back and forth. Yep.
Yep.
I don't like silly much, but it's a perfectly viable, awesome way of playing D&D. Just because I don't like it just means that it's probably more popular.
But I like silly, Anna, and a tangent time here. I like I like that Fritz and Ravalantar are getting it mixed up in the Tickling Feather, getting in all sorts of trouble.
Oh yeah, I like silliness when it happens spontaneously at the table. Then I love it. But when the rules build it in and the adventure modules try to be silly by design, then I think it's usually going overboard, so to speak.
Right, but you can take water and you can take
it's like
vinegar.
Gunpowder or dinosaurs. I'm like, ooh, hint at it, but I'm very sensitive. Those are my sensitive areas. I'm less sensitive to a bunch of other stuff, but those are one of my pressure points.
And I've had 2 adventures in the last 2 months, one at Page and one after Page, where the legendary Freddie McCruger showed up from Puppets and Then Some, which is my adaptation. And so I can use the miniature.
and there's certain times, meaning I would, especially when you do like special convention adventures for fundraisers and stuff like that. Yes, definitely. Then you should. Those are good reasons to go overboard in silliness for various times. But I'm thinking more for my home campaign and home games, so to speak. Then it's more. I'm way more on the serious side. But on the other hand, there's silly things that happens in the adventure, so to speak, and we laugh a lot at times. Yep. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of my sensitivity spots, so to speak, when it comes to.
Yes, from the Fighters of the Light. Yeah, because I just didn't have names. Only one guy's named in that whole group, and from the Ashes, and then I just like, well, you know what? I'm gonna name them all hockey goons, Rich Pilon and Shane Doan, and you got it. Mike could respect that.
Yeah, got plenty of them.
Yeah, so that was another fire giant hold there. Castle Thrasmutineer. Oh my gosh, so much. There was so much into this. That's definitely another Wayne Reynolds one there. Wow. Yep. Frankenmere. It just gets more and more and more. As you can see, it just goes on and on.
It's in alphabetical order, at least.
Yeah, true. Look at that. Huh. Yeah, it looks like Wayne was doing a lot of the artwork in the back and the end of this. And then where were they making the towns out of here? It looks like early campaign cartographer. Anna, what do you think? Or is that hand done?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that might very well. And it also no, that is a drawing. I forgot who that's Sam Wood.
It's still Sam Wood. Okay.
I think so, yeah. But you're right, because this is the time when they actually released the very first edition of but that is definitely, I think, it's his work.
Okay.
and it's not campaign cartographer, but you're right in time, because that is the time just leading up to 2000 when they released the first fantasy cartographer. Yep.
So here's the Cloud Islands of Sakut. So while some cloud giants live in the skies, only some have the right combination of matter and magic that make them capable of supporting solid objects. So the tops of these clouds tend to be flat or hilly, and the groves of enormous fruit trees that grow on them are probably seeded by the winds or birds. Some clouds even have herds of magically adapted herd animals that subsist on fruit vegetation, even pure cloud stuff. So this is like the final thing you got to do, right, Mike? You got to go up and you got to take care of these guys. Yeah. And these are cloud giants, so these are kind of nasty.
They are outcast cloud giants.
Yep.
So they lived out west, and they were forced out east
to
pick on
if
lesser
we know
giants.
anything from the writings that were done like a couple years ago by Cragg, right, and those guys, they're set where those giants are. That's on that abutment, right, where the water goes like that around it, or where there's a land bridge. Anna, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
the book that was done. There was a book done about all the giants that are out west.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can find it.
There is like a little something ringing in the back of my head, but I can't really.
I have it here.
Yeah, you're hinting at something. I think I have an idea.
Here. Domain of the Despotic Giant King.
Oh yes, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, and that's out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. It's one of their fan creation stuff that is.
Yep. Right, but this is where, like, here on the map, there it is, right where that land bridge is, or is not.
Exactly, depending on which version of stuff you do. So in this one, it is the land bridge, and I like the land bridge. So yeah.
That's available to download on Troy's site or yours? Those
on Troy's, I think.
Okay, on Troy's and Cannibal Publishing site. Yeah. Okay. All right, so here's the Cloud Islands of the Sakut. So it's a lot. Yep. This thing is, look, we're at page 88. It's huge. Cloud giants are nasty. Oh, there's Gleep Warp. Gleep Warp's here. One of the original guys.
He's back.
Gleep was away traveling with Hierarch Nejmijin. So he was hanging out with the Horde Society people. He let her. Wow. Cloud giants turn to artisans was attacked while the old one was weakened. Oh, that is funny. What level? He makes it to 12th. Huh. He lives in a Liam secure shelter. That's funny. There you go, Len. The fangs on her, man. I wouldn't mess with her. That huge morning star.
Yeah, not the.
That's a Wayne Reynolds too.
Yeah.
The characters can kill off all the adult Sakut or somehow convince them to redirect their attention to another part of the world, such as Lands of Ayus, which will please Gleep no end. They should reward an initial 25,000 experience points. There you go. Kill two birds with one stone, right? So, Giant Craft was another good resource, but I can't remember. That's Forgotten Realms. Giant Craft was
let's see.
Realms.
Warp, WURP, means a stone's throw, a glance of the eye.
How about Gleep? Isn't it?
Oh, that's awesome. You have the Gygaxian translation book there. That's
a
great.
Glance of the eye, because his nickname's the Eye Biter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Eye Bite. Yeah.
And here's some other items. All the compiled monsters. That's all through all the adventures. Holy jeez. So I'm surprised they did that and they just didn't say see the books. I guess I had so many pages they wanted to fill. Oh my gosh.
Paid by the word.
Yeah. Yeah, back then they were, weren't they?
I think so. That's what Len always said. And Ed said it too. Yeah.
Especially Eric Boyd said that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. G1, 2, and 3 and all the added to it. So I imagine this is available for download on Drive-Thru RPG. I imagine you can get it there. finding a hard copy of this original outside of the 25th anniversary, you maybe get lucky, and someone will be selling it separate, but I imagine it won't be cheap. And finding a silver anniversary edition box set for under $200 is tough to find. So, but I think you can get this on drive-through. So, yeah, that's good. That's good that drive-through has it. So at least you can play it and use it there and have fun with it. So, what questions do we all have? Cool, man. Perfect, Brungal. 109. That's not bad on Amazon just for this separate. $109 on Amazon. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Or you'd be surprised what cheap stuff you can get at the Page flea market's amazing. I got stuff still sitting here that I got I got an Oriental Adventures for $10 in good shape. It's crazy, some good stuff. But yeah, probably reprint. Yeah, just get the yeah, you gotta be careful on that. Oh, you got a Dark Tower. There you go. How much was that? An original. Yeah. I asked you track each time module takes from the. I'd asked if you track the time each module takes from the part to complete, and also if the players get downtime. You can, yeah, you can give, of course. Damn, you can do that. Of course you can.
I don't know if those modules are time intensive or not.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
350. Holy jeez.
Like there is some great plot, that's bringing all the giants together and all this stuff, but like, it's not something that's going to happen.
Yeah, no.
In a week,
I think you're much better doing it that way, for campaign purposes. 100%. I think that's the way to go. Don't rush it. There's no reason why you have to rush it. And you don't have to use this against the Giants thing. You don't have to have them invade. You can have, the first three, you're taking the battle to them instead of them coming and invading all Geoff. But you can use stuff in Geoff as a point where you go off. And this book here will help you with like some of the towns and all. Or you can just get access to Living Greyhawk material, which has a lot of detail done on that area. Geoff and Sterich. Now remember, Sterich had some campaigns that connected to this. Who was that? Vaughn that did those? And they're in Dungeon, right? They were connected to this Against the Giants series, if I recall. I think it was Vaughn who did them. Or it was, was it? But wait a minute. It may have been Eric Boyd too. It was either Eric Boyd or Vaughn. I don't remember.
You have to ask Eric about that.
Yeah, who did those? They're all Isfin, the Isfin series.
Yes.
Yeah. And that, yeah. Anyone run those? Von Moker, you on? Did you run anything of the Isfin ones? Yeah. So Owen Fleece Sterich, yeah. Yep. So I mean, there's a lot, and then, like I said, it goes off I'm not saying it goes completely off the rails, but Living Greyhawk, they all go in each of their own directions, and things really change. That's why a lot of people say, well, that cannot be canon, because it's just some of the stuff is ridiculous. So we don't need, but some of the stuff is really well written, but it's just how do you keep track of it? You couldn't. So that's why what Anna and I are working on gets reset to 576 or 575. I have a little bird, Anna, who told me
a little
was
bird
talking about our project at Genghis Khan this last weekend to a lot of people.
Okay.
So the cat's getting out of the bag now.
Okay.
All right,
well,
just so you're aware.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so it wasn't me.
No, but I have it on good information for someone who was there.
Okay.
Who talked to him personally. Yeah. Living Greyhawk gets so much crap because the adventures are because every state had a groups of states had their own section, right? Keeland was like Pennsylvania, New York, Jersey. Virginia was Geoff.
Yeah, and
other
some of
places in the world were like
different kind of
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was Scandinavian countries, or like the Nordics, and
Yeah.
big countries like Germany had its own little part,
Yeah.
and other
But so finding the information, what I would suggest is, and a lot of it is on Anna's maps. The locations are on the maps.
A
So,
lot of them,
a lot
yes.
of them are.
There was some that I think was so outrageous that I didn't put them in there.
What, like
so, yeah.
Applebee's?
Well, I think I put them in and then removed them again. But now I'm thinking about,
There's
so we'll
a town
see.
called Applebee's from living.
Trademark.
What's that?
A trademark.
Trademark.
Yep. And there was the Inn of the Golden Arches in one of the Living Greyhawk adventures and stuff. But I thought that was kind of cute. So yeah,
they did. So it's not bad. It's just that it's so fragmented and so.
Oh yeah, it's everything. It's from some of the best Greyhawk material ever written. And to some of the guaranteed the worst ever written.
Right,
but but we also have to see some of it was planned ahead, written by professional designers and people who really knew Greyhawk.
Moved on to other things too, and then
exactly, and then there was something that was written by someone probably on Tuesday because they needed an adventure on Friday, and that's when a lot of things crept in. And you also have to realize it was by design because every region needed its own villains, its own halfling place, its own elven place, whatever. So that's a lot of weird things happen simply because of that too.
Here's my suggestion: we over the last 5 years before, we had a lot of Living Greyhawk, what were they called, triads on.
Yeah, and it was great because we got a lot of cool insights into the campaign. And
all you need to do is go on their YouTube, go on my YouTube, and just type in High Folk, because Jeremy did High Folk. Type in Furiandi. And that in the Legends and Lore section, and it will pop up, and then you'll get to see everything. There's one for Geoff, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So you'll be able to find them. There's Bandit Kingdoms. There's all sorts of ones. Yeah, and that'll you'll be able to find them, and you'll see. Going back, I'm going to say some of them are 5 years ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've had them for a long time.
What? There's going to be a Kumquater on tomorrow night. Kumquat farmer tomorrow night there, Michael. So hope you enjoyed this discussion on the Giants.
Yeah.
Some things to look at. All righty. Mike, what's going on, man? Let's see that new comic.
Yes. Comic time.
Oh, new comics. Yes.
Let me bring up Twitter.
Oh, new cultist. Oh, so good. Something with it. Oh, yes. Let's see here.
Turn that off.
Yeah.
Two comics.
Which one do you want to do first? Which one are we doing first?
Cultist.
We're doing Cultist first this time. Okay, cool. Cultist. Yeah. Oh, look at that. There it is. How'd you find this place? I brought this map from some shady guy to borrow called the Yawning Portal. Never heard of it. Why are we raiding the steading of the Hill Giant Chief? I have nothing against the Giants. We're here for other reasons. Yes, but are we going to get cultist robes that big?
Oh, that's awesome.
Cultists.
So
nice. Did you colorize that, or did you find? Oh shit!
I colorized it.
Yeah,
I did it again, everyone. There we go.
I did the color.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, cool. The cultists are colorized. That's a funny one. All right, now the other one is. Lots of combat. All right.
Yeah, we're in the action era here. Yeah.
So does the Drow
combat?
Does the Drow say it like the guy from Willow? Kill them.
Kill them. Yeah. So the Drows group ambushed the Deep Gnomes group.
Right.
And then the adventuring group then shows up. And it's a big old,
her old group. Yeah.
Yeah, her old group shows up. So it's like a big old melee breaks out.
I love that you're shooting a hole through was sapping a hole through the
goes,
shadow
F
demon.
This, and he takes the shadow dragon takes off.
Yeah.
Stop right there or I'll cut her throat. That doesn't sound good. What is this guy? Is this guy like undead? He's all wrapped up.
I will give bonus points to anyone in chat who knows what race that guy is with the arm wraps.
Oh,
He's not a Kenku. No.
A dark creeper? Stalker?
There you go.
Dark stalker.
When he's stabbed and dies,
he explodes.
What happens to it? They explode.
He explodes in a fireball.
And a flash of light.
Yep.
Oh, kaboom. Yes. That's awesome.
Nice.
Kathoom. Yep.
Oh, he's rumbling there. That doesn't sound good.
That's right, yes.
That's awesome.
Rumble and kaboom. Yep.
Valendra. All right.
Oh,
nice. Good fighting. I love fights.
There's only nine more Undead comics left.
It's going to 38 episodes?
It's a short story, yep.
Okay. Nice. Just don't forget we will be off for Gary Con that week. So we got 2 more weeks of this, then we'll be off the 1 week. So awesome.
Yep. Which means I'll still be posting comics for Gary Con, which means the next time you're on the air, I guess I'll have 3 or 4 comics to show.
Good. Yeah. Very, very cool. How's your game going?
Oh, geez. Yeah. Parentland campaign's going bad. So the Archfey, their Archfey nemesis, is on the loose, and she's cursed the land of Parentland. Yes, they're like in almost like a snow globe of weather, and it's perpetual. They're currently in the middle of summer right now, but it's still winter. And there's this frozen forest that's expanding. It's just going to overtake all of Parentland. Think Narnia, kind of like Narnia, So this icy forest is expanding. What happens is the Archfey has tore open this fading land, and that's merging the Feywild with Orth. And the players are now on their way to stop her. And they're probably going to get smacked down if I have anything to do with it. But
Smackdown.
Smackdown.
Perfect.
So we're coming to almost to a climax here. They're 12th level characters.
Nice. Very cool. Well, I appreciate everything, Mike. Thanks, man. Another fun discussion.
Thank you for the comics. Yep.
What about you, Anna? What's up?
I've had an emergency, a mapping emergency for that taken me almost a week to figure out I got 2 problems, 2 errors that crept in, and I was determined to find them, so to speak. So I was hell bent. So I've been it's been like a panic button here. Yeah, the first issue that crept in was that when I looked at the final renders and we're talking the high resolution new generation Greyhawk maps here, I saw that there were parts of the terrain that was Minecraft terrain that had these kind of edges, and they were simply, that was not because I do height maps is a grayscale map, and bit depth is that each pixel can have a certain amount of values, and I use the highest bit depth, 32 bit depth, so it can have a billion different values from one to the other, so I can make sure that these long slopes are very gentle. And if you look at a Minecraft map, has 8 bits. So then you get from this, and then you get a steps there. And there were certain parts of the map, not all of it, but parts of my map that I rendered had these 8-bit artifacts in there. And I was like, uh-oh, that's like a warning bell. It was like there's bad quality crept in. So I had to go over all the different parts and tiles I've rendered recently, and I saw it crept in. But it was only part of the image. It was not the whole thing, which made it even more difficult. So I went and hunt and looked at everything. The problem is that it's only visible when you rendered high resolution. So I had to render each tile and look at each of them with zoom in and look in detail so I can see where the problem became. And then after a while, I started seeing that was only like out of, I think, 64 tiles, there were like 4 of them that were affected. And then I had to trace what I've done to those 4. And I realized that after a couple of days of kind of finding error, what I've done is that I actually patched them together from pieces in Photoshop. And Photoshop supports 32-bit images. So I simply thought, okay, that means that the data stays 32-bit, but no, when you do something with the image, it reverts to 8-bit or sometimes 16-bit, depending on what you do. So Adobe was simply lazy. They didn't write all the functions in Photoshop for higher than 8-bit. Some of it is 16-bit, and some of it is most of it is 8, and very few things, but it can still import and save 32-bit image. That's how I got the wrong data. So that meant that I have to go back to the original, re-render everything that those have touched, and so on. That was error number 1. And then error number 2 was I'd done test renders of all the 64 tiles. They look awesome in 4K, 6K, or 4K, 8K, apart from those little errors that Photoshop had caused, but everything else looked fantastic. And then when I started rendering them in 16K, the full resolution, like porta potty scale, all of a sudden rivers went haywire and things looked like crap. And I was like, huh, what happened? I was kind of panicked. Second error, and these happened at the same time. So I was like, oh, this is not good. And then I saw that it was actually when I put together 2 tiles and the final, when I merged 2 tiles together, everything was fine. But there was a template that was like 4 decimals down the line. I had simply met an average, and that one was wrong. So a 15-mile tile was off by like 6 inches or something. And that was enough for the water to seep into that virtual gap, so to speak, and cause mayhem and all of that. And that was only visible because when you're lower resolution, that gap was not visible. But when you render at such high resolution, only if there's a gap of a few inches, that's enough for the algorithm to go complete crazy. So then I had to go back and place it and mathematically correct and then do test renders. And now I have that template is done right, so to speak. So that took me a while to figure, but I was very proud when I figured out both of them. So now I'm back on track in that again, so to speak. So that set me back 2 weeks of the stuff but the results look fantastic. So it's yeah. So now they look as good as I can expect. And now when I weeded out the errors, that's going to make them even better. So it's back on track again. But it took me almost 10 days to get this over with, so to speak. And I was like,
wow.
oh, this is not good. So, but it happens. I've had emergencies, similar type of emergencies before, but it was a little while ago. So you have to, but you learn from them. So now I learned that don't put any height data in Photoshop ever, 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 ever. Don't let Photoshop touch it because that corrupts it. So yeah. So those have been the thing, but so that means that I was going to post about stuff like this when what I was doing when things went haywire. So now I guess I have to write a post in more detail if you want to hear all the technical horror stories of this. But I'm also working on a new banner, so that will probably be the next post, a new banner and some new heraldry as well. So and then there will be more updates on the Shieldland map coming probably. I will probably hold off until GaryCon, and then when I come back home from GaryCon, I will have my seminar online on the mapping stream, either on a Friday night or make a special one, and then run the seminar there, and then talk about it and show off the cool things, and then make post about it. I think that will be the way. But so yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Any luck with Sea Dragon Footprint? Yes. Yeah. I'm going to keep them on what is they called now? It's called PathoZoom. So yeah. So if Easy Zoom is now PathoZoom. So here's the link for the 598 map, for instance.
Did go off. That's weird.
So yeah, they're PathoZoom instead of Easy Zoom.
That was weird.
Yeah, and I can also a little side note. I've been accepted into, or they they enrolled me into the Creator Ambassador, Patreon's Creator Ambassador program or something. I'm not really sure what that means, but a lot of famous, illustrious, big names in the TTRB community on that program, and then little me. So there are people with 50 or to 100,000 patrons, and then little me with 1,500. But yeah. So thank you guys for letting me making it possible for me to join
Bob,
this.
just to test.
Yep.
It doesn't appear that my shout outs are now working all of a sudden. That's weird.
It's okay.
The rating for disorderly is not functioning for some bizarre reason. I'll have to figure that out, you know.
And I also saw someone sent me links to Facebook that Frank Menser had posted things about Aquaria. Since I'm not on Facebook, I can't see them, but anyone can take a screenshot or something like that. I will be very interested to see. Otherwise, I have to reach out to Frank Menser and see if I can get his feedback on what he was posting, because that seems to be interesting. I might already have seen them since I've signed an NDA and seen some stuff, but we'll see. Yeah, it will be cool if he starts releasing the stuff that he had. That will be fantastic.
Sorry, Disorderly. I don't know why it's not your shout out's not working. It's crazy. Weird stuff. All right. So tomorrow night, my buddy Jeff Grimsparkle, who's done all the great work in 10, is going to be here in person.
Yeah. And we'll be a mapping live stream on Friday as usual. Yep.
That's good, because I'll have this tomorrow night. You have that Friday, and then I'll be live Saturday morning. So
oh wow, Saturday as well. That's amazing.
Yeah, the score.
Yeah.
For this. Now Bella's told me that she is unavailable because of an illness. So I will have 5 players and 1 NPC. Got Myriad, ever mysterious Tim, playing a new character to the campaign. Grimsparkle got a new character. Phantom NJ and Korg. What a fun group that's going to be. The score tomorrow. We're going to give away some dice from Black Orc Workshop. That's tomorrow at 7. And then Saturday, hopefully Bella can make it. If she can't, we'll be fine with 4. Tiffany Rose Nickel, Myriad, Show Me the Dice, Bella, and Cherry Blossom, first time playing. She's got a great new character. Yes, so fun times for that, and best laid plans. The unnamed group, still, they haven't named themselves. So, and that's 11 a.m. on Saturday. All looking forward to it. I talked to Tiffany last night. She's really excited about the game, and I'm looking forward to DMing for them with that as well. We're gonna have some fun times, and we'll have a gathering on Sunday night. We'll figure that out. And then the Sunday. Wait a minute. So I'm getting all my dates all messed up. Yeah, the 1st. That's the 1st. Sunday after that, I will have some special guests on for this. Wait a minute, see if I have the shout out for this. It's somewhere. It's that new Shadow Dark Kickstarter. There we go. Oh, it's not. That's not even working either. Holy jeez. All right, so nothing's working on Streamlabs. Nothing at all. My shout outs, nothing. So hopefully I can do the giveaway. All right, let's try that. Let's see. Here we go. We're gonna do that now. Yeah. What the hell's happening with Streamlabs? All of a sudden it just went haywire.
Yeah.
Nothing's working.
I just have to thank everybody for all the awesome feedback I got from the first 2 volumes of the banners. I've got so much feedback. So it's thank you everybody for that. There's more coming. I've done probably about 50 templates. So and more is coming. So I put together and tweak that, because that's the biggest job, is to make the templates so I can then turn them into the banners and shields and flags and cool stuff. So yeah.
I don't know if you can see it, but the winner's Turbo KKV. All right, winner was Turbo KKV in the thing. I don't think it's broadcasting it out. But yep.
No, nothing yet. But we see your comment.
Turbo
but no,
KKV's the winner.
Awesome.
It's not broadcasting anything right now. I'd say as soon as I knew something was wrong in a minute, Disorderly Dice rated in and nothing happened. So yeah, Turbo. I know you have. I know you have that. I know you have treasures. So we'll go with this cool adventure, which is a rare one that a lot of people know. Where the hell is it? Give me a sec. I'm gonna knock myself over doing this. Here we go. Temple, Tower, and Tomb. and the Veil the Mage. So, yep. All right. There we go. Alrighty. Hopefully I can raid now. We're going to raid into Bones. We always do when Darling raids into us. And thanks, Mike. Thanks, Anna. Keep things rolling.
Oh,
yes,
thank
I'll see
you.
you tomorrow
Thank
night.
you,
7 o'clock start. 7
Yes.
o'clock start tomorrow night with a great group of players. And it's going to be almost all thieves, the whole party. Almost all. And that'll make it fun. So, yep. Alrighty. All right. These buttons work still. I'll have to figure that out by tomorrow. I can't even imagine if that happened during the fundraiser. Oh, thank God it didn't happen then. So, by the way, we went over 14,000 followers. Thank you. Thank you
wow.
for all the support. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Thank you, Uncle Fuss. Yep.
I will start this weekend getting out stuff. Rob, I already have yours done and all. So, yep. Right. Go in, say hi to Bones here, see if we can get like roughly close to 100.
Oh,
Nice.
Patrick, that was a gigantify.
Look
That's
at that.
awesome
98,
enchant.
98. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night. Thank you for all the support. Wow.
Good numbers.
Yeah, I'll say.
Especially since it's like a regular Wednesday and nothing special. Yeah.